Hi everybody, it's Tina Plackinger. Welcome to my channel, where I will be reading daily devotions out of my daily devotional called Treading on Serpents. This was written by me and published 2 years ago. This is geared toward those who are bullied, gang-stalked, and or harassed. The topic is suicide. This is Suicide Awareness Month. And the thing that's really big right now are the ebooks for $9.95. You don't have to pay for shipping. I don't know if you've mailed anything recently or if you've ordered anything where you have to pay for shipping, but wow, shipping charges are high. So that's the thing that's going on right now. A lot of people are ordering the ebook. I'm old school. I like to have the book in my hand. I'm not somebody that does a lot of reading online. It burns my eyes. But the younger generation, they're into ordering the ebooks. And so that's what's going on right now. Let's see. Okay, so this morning haven't been able to do too much, this past year. Pulling things around the house and hauling things because of an injury that had occurred, and I'm able to do more now, so I was able to get the bed into the front room. And so I'm sitting on it this morning, and I decided to have the dogs around me. So the dogs are around me, and I'm thinking, wow, this is like old times, except we're missing one. It's not the happy family of 5. We lost Tootie over a year ago, and for those of you who follow me, you know the tragic story of him dying of cancer, which was never diagnosed in all of his veterinary exams. So we're sitting there, and I'm thinking, there's something wrong with this picture. Here we are, the 4 of us, looking out the window at the pet cemetery with his name on the plaque. He died at 4. It should never have happened. And a real deep wave of sorrow and grief just overwhelmed me. And I thought of a comment that I read a couple days ago from a woman who told me that they had lost her daughter. I guess she was 19, going to college, and she committed suicide. And this woman and her husband still can't quite wrap their head around the whole thing. They still expect her to walk through that back door, home from college on the weekends or whatever. Years ago, I chose not to have children. I chose to have a career. I am still okay with that choice that I made. We all make our choices. I cannot imagine having a child that died before I did or committed suicide. I know the extreme grief and sorrow from losing a pet. Naturally. But to lose a pet before its time because it was misdiagnosed or whatever is horrible. I just can't even imagine the pain of losing a loved one. If you are thinking about suicide, please, please, please consider those that you leave behind, because that's really where the pain is. The people that love people that commit suicide, they can't get over it. It's a very, very hard thing. It's just, I don't even have the words for it. But I want you to consider them. I used to always think, you don't want to commit suicide because then you got that soul thing going on, and you got to stand before your Creator, you got to stand before God with an explanation. But there's another part of that of course I, not being a parent, wouldn't know. But that's that where you leave your loved ones behind with all the baggage of your pain and then their pain. It's just not fair. With that, we start the readings for Suicide Awareness Month. This particular one, I begin with a quote from my dad. May his soul rest in peace. He died of natural causes. You must never give up. There is just so much they can do. And that was something that my pop told me. A man of a few words toward the end of his life. And I had to make sure that I put that in the book. It is easy to believe that nothing good will ever happen. While we are under illegal surveillance, many roadblocks are strategically set up to stop everything we attempt. We eventually stop trying because we assume things will not work out anyway. This is exactly what our enemies want us to do. They want us to lose all hope and give up on our dreams. How dare they play God with our lives? They are not God, and their ability to destroy us is limited. The reality is, the lion that roars at us doesn't have any teeth and is kept on a leash. The real danger brews when we focus on suicide. This plan of escape does not lead us to a better place. It is a bad and final decision that leaves us with no options at all, or anyone else. When we hand everything over to the Lord, all things are possible. When we walk with God, being outnumbered means nothing. He knows all things and has all power. He may not stop what is going on, but he will walk us through it. Hopelessness is a ploy used on God's people, lambs, by worlders, carnal people who are earth dwellers. They love being a part of the world's ways and are not interested in knowing God. When we are hopeless, we not only close the door for God to work in our lives, but death starts to become attractive to us. I want to reiterate that. When we are hopeless, we not only close the door for God to work in our lives, but death starts to become attractive to us. We must learn to outsmart our perpetrators by asking Jesus to walk with us and help us in everything we do. Today's prayer comes from Psalm 12:1 out of the NIV Bible. Help, Lord, for no one is faithful anymore. Those who are loyal have vanished from the human race. I don't know if you feel like that, but I sure do. And that type of thing is really growing today. We stay in the fight. We focus on Jesus. We live one day at a time. And together we can do this thing. Thank you for joining me today. God bless you, and I will see you soon.